Hello, this is Çiğdem Yorgancıoğlu and welcome on Chi Talks again. Merhaba Chi Talks Çiğdem Yorgancıoğlu'na yeniden hoş geldiniz. Currently, we are now at Kompoze Gelişim Atölyeleri and we thank Nurcan Çetin Çelik for her kind hospitality for us. And today, and we are still in April 2024. Well, today we have a very special guest from abroad and from UK. Well, and originally she is from Brazil and she studied biology as well, and here she has a master degree in finance, and she's a very special person because she's acting in the field of education sector, and she is founder of the City Language School. We are with Ismara Antunes today, and welcome.
Thank you.
Well, so maybe you can start with short bio, and then we can continue. And how you decided as a science person, how you decided to proceed on education sector?
Okay, since I moved to the UK, I realized
How old you were you were when you moved to Turkey from Brazil?
Oh, okay. It's a long story.
Oh,
When I moved from Brazil, I was working with research with biology for 4 years, which was really interesting. But for personal reasons, I moved to the UK 32 years ago, and then when I realized that so many students like myself were struggling to do a master's degree or go for degrees at universities and couldn't communicate well, then I saw an opportunity in the market.
Couldn't manage the situation due to the language barrier?
Yes, due to the language barrier, because they couldn't understand or express themselves or communicate well. Then I saw opportunity to open a language school to support international students to be able to achieve attending universities and fulfilling their needs, because at that point I saw that the schools I was aware of wasn't paying too much attention to these details. They were more like teaching people to speak the language, but not I didn't have too many competition on this sector to move the school towards academic English. Then it was more like that, the idea born.
Actually, there is such gap all over the world. Not only in UK, but also in Turkey. There is a gap like that.
For academic English.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I think requires more time from the students or from the teachers to help the students to achieve what they are looking for. Then my aim, always been for the last 18 years, is to help students to achieve their dreams through, if they're willing to go to universities in the UK or anywhere where the English language is required, is to support them to get that, to achieve that. Then we have many successful stories and many testimonials, and I've got students.
I read the testimonials as well.
Yeah,
it was quite satisfactory.
We have students from all over the world, and we're doing personally, face to face, and also online.
Yeah,
Courses
I
now.
read. Yeah. Especially after COVID-19, yeah,
Definitely,
it was very
yes.
valuable. And so
Yeah.
so my motto I to tell that there is such gap all over the world, because you are also teaching language online. Then you can serve for Chinese people, Portuguese, and somewhere in Mexico, anywhere from Turkey also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. No, we've been. I just would like to explain to everybody out there, if they need some help, we can help. Especially if they don't feel like they can travel, or would be too expensive, or God forbid, and there is another pandemic, then they can't stop their studies, then they can do online.
And I think it's in somehow it builds confidence in the eyes of people while they making a selection and making a decision, and they don't feel like somebody is pushing them to come over here, come and we will do that, this and that. So it's up to them, and then
Yes.
they can decide it, and they don't feel like they are being manipulated in somehow.
Absolutely.
That's a plus, actually.
Yeah. No, definitely. I believe they have the choice now to have the quality courses online or face to face. Then depends on the students, because some students, I believe, would like to experience the whole thing, like the new country, the new culture, plus the language, which is great. And also the ones who kind of already have families or work commitments, or circumstances would not allow them to travel, then the online course is a great option, in my view. Then we've got experienced teachers to support them and to prepare them for exams, or to prepare them for whatever they need.
You do with Zoom or other platform? You have a
We
special
work
platform?
we work with Zoom. We work with different platforms. Depends on the country,
Okay.
because some countries, some platforms are allowed, others not. Then depends. Really
Yeah.
depends which country we're talking about. And if I'm not mistaken, in China they don't allow Zoom.
Yeah.
And
Even I can't communicate with the people. I've been there, but we couldn't communicate from
Yeah.
WhatsApp, for example.
no, they
don't,
can't.
yeah.
But we have a WeChat with
Yeah,
my
yeah,
students,
yeah.
and our clients are WeChat. We talk. Is the way through them. Then each country, we've got friends and partnership everywhere. Then it's quite depends on their platform. Depends what sort of method they prefer to work with. Then we're quite flexible.
What do you mean by the partnership in different countries? So you can
Yes,
you can have
for
your
example,
teachers or
yeah.
schools. You have an agreement with the schools.
Yes, we have agreement with 2 universities in Brazil, which are medical schools. Then they we have on this agreement, the students, their own students, can go through them to our courses. Then we don't manage that, they do through us. Then we offer the teachers, we offer the classes, but they recruit the students, because for like Brazil or in China, some universities they have 10,000 students. Then for us, it's kind of, they have their own marketing department, they have their own social media.
Yeah.
Then we just liaise with them.
And those people are supposed to speak Portuguese also, or they don't speak English only? English is enough, or?
No, there is always someone who speaks English with our office. But in that case, because I'm Brazilian, I can speak in Portuguese if they need someone
Yeah.
who needs to speak the language. But in certain countries like Middle East, I've got lots of clients from the Middle East. I can't speak Arabic, unfortunately. Then we have to speak English, find someone to liaise with us. Obviously, if we need, we find someone, because my teachers also, they speak other languages as well. There is always someone available for any other language. It's not a barrier, but as a norm, I would prefer to deal, because if I'm not in the office like I'm here today, is always someone available in the office to speak to someone. It would be good for them to be talking English, if possible.
Yeah, there should be such direct contact. Yeah, that's for sure. And what kind of agreements and partnerships, connection with the universities all over the world?
Every single country which we worked before and we still have relations is just the how can I say, the approach starts. We need to understand what the client needs. Then the university depends on the how can I say, the course or whatever industry they're working with. They have to tell us their needs. Therefore, I can come up with a proposal.
Needs like such?
Like, for example, if there is as I just worked with a group of Chinese students who were graphic designers, then they have a special need in terms of for us to design the course towards their industry. Then I need to understand what they are looking for. Then I can draw a proposal to match what they are looking for. Then it's much easier than you sell or you offering something standard, then sometimes it doesn't fit what the student needs. Then that's the way I work with universities. We talk when we meet. They tell me exactly what they are looking for. Then my job is to match what they need. You know, to offer them what they need. It's not, I don't do like just a general thing, because in the end of the day, there are 100 million schools can do that.
And universities, they don't act only on academic side, but they also act on lifelong learning programs they have. So maybe some kind of match would be built also.
Absolutely. Even long life learning studies, my view on that, there are subjects on that. Yeah,
I want test actually
exactly
that programs for the universities.
And if the student needs the English on those subjects, obviously I will be able to.
Not only English actually.
Only
English plus whatever
something.
the field of interest, like business law. Like I'm teaching on business law and medical English and contract preparation, negotiation strategies. So there are different fields that they can use in their life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we identify which sort of industry or interest
requirement,
then we can go around that and offer. Then we've got lots of teachers, very experienced teachers, who can deliver that.
So you go in that two directions, and you are working with the students over 16 years old. Actually,
16
that's
plus.
your main target. Other
Yeah.
than the summer camp programs, summer programs, because they are between 8 to 17, some things like this, I suppose.
That's right.
So these are two different direction, and also you're acting from City School of Language, hybrid language, online and face to face, and also the medical school online.
Yes.
That's the main frame of the teaching
Exactly, yeah.
algorithm.
Yeah.
Let's say, I suppose. Well, so. I wonder about, because I also think in the direction like a student exchange program as well. Sometimes maybe some students may come over there, and maybe some connections with the university, and they can take their students to your school or online maybe, or some other student programs. Have you ever been attached to such programs?
I've done.
Are you open to that?
I'm very open to that. I worked in the past with a university which we offered the foundation program for that, and it was a very successful one. However, we haven't been doing this lately. Then if there is any opportunity for us to do that again, would be really good.
That would be great, actually.
Really good.
Yeah.
Then getting students to, I used to do in the past for French, Spanish students and Germans, students coming over to do some work experience and study English with us, but it was prior Brexit. After Brexit, there are new opportunities now, which I'm willing to explore.
There's then there is another dimension comes. Then if you are inviting students to your country directly in that connotation, then in somehow it should be a package. So the package I mean, you are not supposed to tell like, oh, we provide hotels, accommodations, blah 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 blah, but you should have some contact and good partnership agreements with the accommodation part, and so that you can recommend and you can.
Yeah, we.
So this is an extra transaction also.
No, definitely. We help the students with accommodation. We have host families. Also, we have student accommodation. Many buildings around us offering student accommodation. New sort of very luxury and to the simple to the highest standards. In Swansea we have lots of student accommodation, which our job is helping the students to find as well. Then we do that as well. If they need transfer from airports or accommodation, we can help the student with that. And mainly some students, as we have, depends where they're coming from, they prefer to rent a flat or a house, or if they come over with their families, depends on the student's circumstances. Then we can look into and help them.
And it's also open a new horizon for students who want to go abroad. Actually, even their main argument, their main interest is not learning English, but they can, in somehow, since they can prove that they are moving for that purpose, and they can stay and they do their activities.
Yeah,
somehow it can be managed.
Yeah, some students are not looking to go to universities. And obviously, they are looking to have some experience, life experience.
Yeah. Even they may work as an au pair or this is so common.
Yes, however, as our school cannot provide like a visa for them to stay, to do this sort of, I think probably there are other agencies
No,
like specialized in
yeah,
that.
and it would be an extra responsibility. That's more safe not to providing visa for
Yeah.
them because you can't watch them all
No,
their life.
no,
This is
no.
yeah. But the thing is, like, there would be a reason to come there and to take visa for them.
Absolutely.
That is the logic, I suppose. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's a yeah good. Well, I wonder if because the perception is such thing that if you are working on a subject and your perception is concentrated on this, so I wonder if you had any conversation with Turkish people, suppose, or if you go to a country, you compare what would be the advantage of other countries' people to come over there or to take the courses from yourself? I mean the comparative studies. Have you ever do comparative studies like Turkey and England, let's say? And
Actually, when I travel, my is my perception is the culture. Depends on the culture. Some cultures value education more than others. They are more interested in professionals, for people to become professionals in certain industries than others. Then, what I, from my perspective as English provider, course provider, it's more like what my observations are, what sort of interest the culture has, like if they more like uh, trying to raise a bit more medical students, or they are more creative fashion designers, or if they want the economy around the country and the culture all together. It's kind of a mix, which come up with the generation who is looking to do something. Then my observation is like that when I'm visiting somewhere like here. I can see people, a young population, lots of young people, and I've been talking to people everywhere I go, and the young generation already speak English. Not everybody, but I can, in my assessment, it was like I can talk to the youngest, people in the streets, much more than the older generation. But, however, I don't know the culture as so, much to understand what they are looking for. However, I believe they have aspirations, and if English would help them to achieve that, I'm more than happy to create any special offer, let's say, for Turkish students to come to us online or face to face to achieve whatever they're looking for.
Well, so you touch such a point that what I'm trying to do all over the world, because I found a platform for teaching and learning, for education, which is called Chilan Challenge 360, CLC 360. And it is based on quality and science, and so a scientific perspective. I'm trying to extend it all over the world, and your conversation touched such a point that that is the quality, and what you are mentioning as you get my question, and you just take the question from the scientific perspective, and then you reiterate in from the quality perspective, because we cannot compare with the Turkey and England. They have different dynamics and blah blah blah. That is 100% true. But the neural psychology all over the world, and also for the general people, they make up their decisions not on that perspective. They make decisions like this. Oh, if I go to England, I'll pay thousands pounds. If I pay in Turkey, like 400. Okay, it's not necessary. That's how the decisions are formed.
Decision making.
Yeah. That I try to change that perspective, that's for sure, because very, very scientific approach. I mean, your perspective is quite perfect, but people are not deciding on these things. They
Based
just
on this.
they just think about their money, about pockets. I mean, wallets.
Mhm.
That is the base of their argument or decisions or like that. Yeah. So that was the question actually. The perspective. I mean, if we compare the price, which is higher or lower. Actually, I don't know. This I don't know. But one thing I know that even my cousins lives in UK, and for their children, then they don't pay anything for the education. So it's like that. So some people think in that direction. Okay, I don't have to pay for the education. Blah blah blah. So that is the main argument actually. But this is so true. What you mentioned is so true. Yeah, it's a very nice conversation. Would you like to highlight other subjects, or you want to mention more and
Well,
about your projects?
well, I would love to work with a university here or any organization who needs our services, and I don't think it's financially, gain, or I think it's like socially people need support. However, obviously,
And also, you can work with other teachers from
yes,
yeah.
from
Yeah.
all over the world.
I work with different universities and companies, and we can communicate with
No,
the
no,
teachings.
definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like
Also with Kompöze gelişim.
Yeah,
atölyeleri,
and I'm more than happy to work with the Turkish teachers as well, because sometimes they can find something in common, and also we used to deliver training, teachers
Yeah.
training.
Cultural diversity is very important, and one more thing, I'm preparing some computer-based technology scenario for the marine navigation sector, and they need scenarios, and so
Okay.
and also for the scenarios, and they need some scenarios, or the people who speaks English in field of corporate wellness, for example. This is a specific
Very
requirement.
specific.
Very specific.
But we can look into that. Any project
Yeah,
like that, we
yeah,
could
good,
look into
Good.
and
Wait
try
me,
to
I'm
help.
going to come up with a project, so.
Good. It'll be a pleasure.
Yeah, Ismara, that
Definitely.
was nice. So nice to talk with you.
Oh,
thank you very
you.
much indeed.
Thank you for
and
having
hope
me.
to see you next time in Turkey again. And next week we will hang around together. We will discover new places as well. And thanks again.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, and thanks Kompöze gelişim atölyeleri as well. Chi Talks is over now, and see you next program. Bye bye. Çiğdem Yorgancıoğlu.